Hi, my name is Mitchell Light. I'm one of the corporate trainers here at Centric Business Systems. Today I'm going to be going over a training of the Sharp 71 series. This current device that we have here in our showroom is a 3071, so it's going to be 30 pages per minute. And it also does come equipped with an external stacking finisher. So if your device doesn't have this, don't worry about it. But everything here, as far as the footprint of hardware, is going to be the same on your device, and also all the options that I go through with your advanced settings, really trying to make your workflow a lot easier and faster. So what I'm going to do is just start with our hardware. I'm going to work around, and then I'll dive into the operational panel. Rita's behind the camera, so she'll come in and we'll go over some of those settings with you. So starting up top, you have your automatic document feeder. So this document feeder is holding 150 sheets for you, so larger size jobs. You also do have these photo sensors here, so it's detecting the size of your original, and it's working in tandem with your trays. So as long as I have one of my trays designated for 8.5 by 11, 8.5 by 14, once I put that original up here, it's going to know to pull from one of those drawers. If you do ever run into any misfeeds or jams, it's going to tell you here on the screen exactly where to go to. This is just one of the first places to find them. I will say though, with Sharp, you ran on roller technology. That's pulling from the center of the page, which is the strongest part of the paper, rather than the edges. So your older devices or previous device might have pulled from the edges, causing misfeeds and jams and skewed images. With the Sharp, you're not going to have to worry about that. Under here, you have your scan glass. You're going to be able to scan up to 11 by 17 all the way down to ID card size. So Sharp actually has a really great feature on here called ID card shot. So if you're ever scanning driver's license, business cards, you're going to be able to scan the front and back side of a card and put it on one side of a sheet, and it's also going to blow it up. So it's going to be a lot easier to file and store. Just to show you, you have your scan head here, and then you also do have a second scan head behind here. So this is going to be great because that's allowing for duplexing single pass scanning. So if you have a two-sided document going in, it's going to scan all within one fluid pass and read both sides at once. Anything green on the Sharp we can touch. This is just a little cleaning tool that pops off. So if we are noticing any dust or fuzzies on our scan head, we can just swipe this and clean that right off. If we are ever scanning any larger books or larger documents, you do have a book hinge here. So if I just rest my hand here and then pull down, I'm now able to scan larger size books, larger size documents. And the nice thing is this is going to be able to close down more fully, so you're eliminating that light from getting in. So you're not going to get those grayed out images on your scans. And then that just lifts right back up into place, and then we can shut our scan head. Off here over to the side, we do have a bypass tray, so we're going to be able to do any of our specialty type media, envelopes, labels, heavier card stocks. The nice thing about the bypass tray, it's bypassing everything in our device, and it has a straight paper pass, so you're not going to get any curling or wrinkling of your envelopes or specialty media material. Again, if we do run into any misfeeds or jams, it's going to tell us on the screen where to go to. This is just another place to find them with this access point. So this latch lifts up, this pulls out. And then again, as I mentioned, anything green on the Sharp we can touch. So you have a roller right here, and then you also have a pump down here. So that's nice just because it's going to be rolling out your paper for you. There's not going to be any need for you to go in there and grab your paper directly because the fusing unit in here does get very hot. Behind here is going to be your front cover, so this is where your toners are going to lie. So these are going to be our color toners. Whenever you are low, the device will give you a warning that it needs to be changed soon, and it'll let you know exactly when to change them. Whenever they're completely empty, it'll do a little half pop out. You'll be able to grab that and pull the old one out and put the new one in. They're super easy to change. This right here is your toner waste cartridge, again with the green, so we can just put our finger here, and over here we have two green tabs. Once we push on that releases our cartridge, and then we're going to get a new toner waste cartridge and replace that. This device that we have here in the showroom is outfitted with 4 trays. So each of these trays is going to allow you to go all the way up to 12 by 18, which is allowing for an 11 by 17 full bleed. Once we have our green adjustments, green guides adjusted, we are now telling it the size of paper we have in here and also the orientation. So the nice thing about these trays is they're holding 550 sheets. So if we do have a couple sheets left over, we can just throw the whole new ream in there. Another great thing with the Sharp is you do have your USB port here, so if you have a thumb drive, you can actually print from or scan to that thumb drive. This can also be disabled, so if you don't want anybody from outside of your work environment coming in and being able to use the device, we can disable that, but otherwise it is a great feature just in case you do want to allow that. If you do have your external stacking finisher, this current one is a 1000 sheet stacking finisher, and it also does have saddle stitch down here, so that's going to allow for doing a saddle stitch, creating booklets. So it's going to give you that down the center staple. So if you are doing that, you're going to be able to staple up to 15 sheets at a time, which will create a 60-page booklet. Otherwise, if you are just printing from your computer, or if you're from copy, you're going to be able to staple up to 50 sheets at a time. So just to show you, if you do have this finisher, I'll show you how to change your staples. So this opens. This current device also does hole punch, so your hole punches will be found here. So then you'll be able to just empty those out, and then this just slides back in. But if we want to find our staples, we're going to grab this handle here, and then off here over to the side, you're going to see this green S. To the right of that S is going to be your staples. So this just pulls right out, and then this is going to be our staple cartridge. So whenever you need to go to change this, you're just going to push in on the sides. This is going to lift up. You're going to pull this old cardboard out, and you're going to put your new staple cartridge in there, and then it slides right back down. And then we can just pop this back into place. So this is going to be our panel. This is a 10.1 inch touchscreen panel that Sharp has designed for us. So this is completely customizable. You have these different icons that we can actually interchange if we want to add different ones here, different options that we have. You can also change your background. You can add a photo. You can add your company's logo and really just customize this device to work seamlessly within your work environment. You do have down here your toner quantity, so this is nice because you're going to be able to see your tonal levels at all time for each of your toners. And then also another trick that you can do is double tap this home button over here, and then it's going to give you percentages on each of your toners as well. So you're going to be able to see your toner levels at all times, and then also you're going to be able to see your black and white counts and your full color counts. So the first thing I want to get into is your copy interface, which is going to be here. So this is going to be our copy interface. So all of our presets, all of our common functionalities are going to be off here to the left if we're just coming up here and we're making a copy. So to start off, you have your color mode. This is defaulted to full color. Otherwise, we can default this to auto color or black and white if we want to restrict color. Otherwise, you are choosing whether you want a black and white copy or a color count down here. Your original is here. You're going to be set to auto, so that's those sensors up here that are working in tandem with our trays, so we don't need to tell it. We can leave that set to auto. Same thing with our paper select. Otherwise, we can go in here and choose the tray that we want to pull from, or we can choose our bypass tray. CA is just clear all, so that deselects everything I've selected so far. Just goes back to my defaults. Our two-sided copy is here, and this is pretty simple. We have 1 to 1. 1 to 2, 2 to 2, and 2 to 1. So the nice thing is Sharp is image driven, so it's going to be giving you icons over here that's showing you exactly what's happening as well. Our copy ratio, if we select this, this is where we can go to do any reducing or enlarging. So for example, if I had an 8.5 by 11 going in the document feeder that I knew that I wanted to blow up to an 11 by 17, Sharp has given you these preset conversions and these percentages here, which is great. The easiest thing to do though is just select this auto image, hit OK, and then I will go back out here to my paper select and then choose my 11 by 17 drawer. So because I've hit that auto image, it's now going to do the aspect ratio of the image for me and do all the work. So it's going to blow it up to that 11 by 17. Same thing with reducing. If I had selected auto image and I have an 11 by 17 that I want to shrink down to an 8.5 by 11, that auto image is going to be doing all the work. Our exposure is here, so again, we'll be set to auto. Otherwise, we can manually lighten or darken our document. Also nice in here that Sharp has implemented is our copy of a copy. So if we have our original copy and it's the only one we've had, we've printed it, scanned it 50 to 100 times, and it's getting really faded. If we select copy of a copy, we feed that original through, and then it'll darken and saturate it back to its original state. So you're just bringing that document back to life. Similar to that, if we select light original, that'll just be if there's any light areas on the document, say somebody wrote in pencil, it's not really that visible. It's gonna know to target only the light areas on that document, and then it'll darken saturate those light areas. Our staple sort, if you do have a finisher on your unit, you're gonna be able to go to your staple sort. You're gonna be able to do one staple or two staple, and then also again, with Sharp being image driven, you're gonna be able to see exactly where those staples are going. So like I mentioned earlier, all of our common functionality is already preset off here to the left. Anytime that I want to get into more advanced options, I'm gonna hit others. So I kind of really think of this as my app store, my utility belt, where I can really do some advanced things up here at the device and really, you know, increase my workflow. So you have a lot in here. I'm not gonna go over all of them here in this video. So a few that I like to highlight is your blank page skip. So if we select this and we select skip blank page, if I have 1- and 2-sided documents going in the document feeder, because I've turned this on, it'll now automatically know to skip the blank sides of those 1-sided documents. So that's gonna be especially nice in scanning because it's available in there as well. Whenever I turn that on, I'm not gonna have to go back to my desktop and then pull up that document and delete all those blank pages out. It's gonna be able to do it right here at the device for me. Getting back into our others functions. So also down here you have a stamp feature. This is nice because sometimes you might get documentation that came without a date or came without page numbering. You're gonna be able to add those things right here at the device. So I would feed those documents through. I would select that I want a date. I can change the format of my date, and I can also choose where on my document I want that to go. So you can go up to 4 stamps on each document. So again, if I wanted to add my date and I wanted to add page numbering, I could reformat that numbering. I could also add a stamp. So you're gonna get these presets off here over to the left if something's confidential, priority, do not copy. Again, choosing where on that document I want those to go. Or if you also have the option of turning this into a watermark, if I scroll over, I can select it as a watermark. I get those same presets off to the left, and then it's gonna go behind the text in the center of the document rather than over the top. Back into others here again. One thing I really do wanna show you is the card shot. So if I select card shot, I'm gonna turn this on. And then I'm also gonna hit this adjust the paper size box. If I don't select that box, that's fine. It's just gonna keep it at the actual size of my card, but I wanna show you how Sharp is able to do that automatic enlarging for me. So what I'm gonna do now is put my card in the top left corner. And I'm gonna do a color start. So what it's gonna do is scan the front side of my card. It's gonna give me this read end message, and I wanna ignore that because I wanna flip this card over and get the back side. And I'm gonna put it in the exact same spot. Now I wanna hit start again. It's gonna scan the back side of my card, and now I wanna hit re-end because I'm done with my job. So this is gonna be a lot easier to file and store whenever you are doing your cards because it's gonna put it on one side of a sheet, and it's also gonna blow up the image for you. So just a lot easier to read. So one last thing I do want to show you in copy is your preview mode. So we'll hit clear all. So you see this preview is grayed out. Once I put my document up here at the top in my document feeder, it's going to allow me to preview my document. So once I select this, it's going to scan my document through, and then it's going to show me here on the screen in real time. So now I can zoom in. I can see my information, I can rotate this page, I can do whatever I want to do. So this is, again, this is something that's really great in scanning because if I wanted to make any edits, I can make them here at the device and send it off, you know, whether I'm emailing it and sending it to somebody else or to myself, I can make those edits here at the device and not have to go back to my computer to do them. So if I had put multiple documents in here at once, you'd see all of them pop up, and I could drop and delete a page, I could change the order, I could rotate anything that I want to do. So even furthermore, Sharp is the only one with an editable preview mode. So if we select this edit button here, we're going to get a toolbar off over here to the right. So it's going to give you those options I already spoke about. So delete the page, move the page, rotate, but you can also erase a specified range. So if I select this, it's going to ask me to tap to specify my destination. So the first thing I'm going to do is just tap anywhere and say this is my start point. And then I'm going to tap anywhere again and say this is my end point. So I do not need to be specific with that. I just want to get that text edit box up because now what I can do is zoom in on my document and zero in on any information that I want to redact. So let's just say that this is confidential information, you know, it's a customer social security number or, you know, anything like that that we don't want on this document. I can actually really get in here and be specific about the information that I want to redact from here. So let's just say I don't want my phone number on this document. So I can make this edit box larger, smaller, whatever I want to do, and hover it over there. So since that's where I want that redaction to take place, once I hit execute, that's going to show me where my redaction is being made. You can go up to 4 ranges per document. So if you wanted to get rid of 4 things, I'm just going to do one for now. So I'm going to hit exit. And then I'm going to hit edit end. So you can actually see on the screen, it's already pulled that information from the document. I'll go ahead and do a color start. That way you can actually just see how clean of a redaction is, because this is going to be a lot more professional than using whiteout or putting a post-it note over it and then you get those grayed out images. This is going to give you that clean redaction. So as you can see, it took that bottom phone number out. So that's everything for now that I want to go over with you in copy. So just backing out of here, I'm going to go over your scanning. So when we set these devices up for you, we've either set up for you to scan to an email, scan to a network folder, or both. So both of these icons are going to look exactly the same, the interface of this. If I back out and I select network folder, it's going to be the same exact options. You're just choosing the destination that you want to go to. So let's just say that we're scanning to an email for now. So top left corner here, you're going to see your address book. So if I select this, you're going to see all of your office's email addresses implemented here. For now, we have Scott. So if we select him and we hit OK, he's now going to be populated up top here. Since we are scanning to an email, we can add a subject, and we can also change the file name. So if I select this, I can do a direct entry, and instead of getting an attachment either in my email or in a network folder that has those randomized numbers, I can actually name that attachment. So, you know, if it's Mitch's business card, I'm going to know what that attachment is whenever I go to open it. If I hit options, I get this scroll down here. I can also add a body of text. So again, this is really great, and it's a one-stop shop, because if I am scanning to an email, I've added my subject, I've changed my file name, and I can also add a body of text. If it's something longer that you're doing, it's nice because these Sharp 71 series come standard with an onboard keyboard. That's going to allow you to send those jobs off quickly. You also have your color mode here. You're going to be defaulted to auto and mono 2. That's great. Resolution, typically set for 200 dpi. That's fine for text documents, but if you are ever scanning photos or images, you can go all the way up to 600 dpi. So dpi is dots per inch, just giving you more resolution on your image. Say I do select 600 dpi, and whenever I send off my job, or if I hit clear all, it will default back to 200, so you don't have to worry about everybody coming up here and sending high-res images out. It'll default back to your 200. Your file format is here, so if I select this, typically when I'm scanning a document, it's going to come in as a PDF, but standard with the 71 series is OCR, so that's optical character recognition. So what it's able to do is break down every character on this document and turn it into a searchable and editable file. So if your work environment is implementing Microsoft Suite, Microsoft Office, you're going to be able to send this off as a Word document, Excel, or PowerPoint. So I can actually send this through. Whenever I receive it on my desktop or in my network folder, it's going to open up in Word, and then I'll be able to edit in Word, or if I select Excel or PowerPoint. So it's a really great feature that's allowing you to skip a lot of processes in order to scan directly and edit your document. You also can send this off as a PDF and edit that as well. We just want to make sure that this OCR is selected over here. Two last things that you have in here is your compact. So if we select that we want to compact this file size, what that's going to do is actually work like a zip. So it'll shrink the file size by about 75% and then re-expand back on your computer. You also have this encryption box here. So say you are sending confidential information. If I select that, whenever I go to hit start, it's going to prompt me to create a 5-digit PIN here at the device. I create that PIN, only I know it. Whenever I send it to myself or somebody else, you'll see that attachment, but you're gonna have to know that PIN in order to access the device. So it's a really great way of being compliant and securing your information as you're scanning. Your original, this is where we're gonna go to select whether we have two-sided if we're scanning. So typically I always say two-sided booklet because it's gonna be opening right to left. If you select tablet, it's gonna be opening this way on your computer. Your exposure is here, so again, we can manually lighten or darken our document, otherwise we're gonna be set to auto. And then again, you have your preview mode over here that I went over in copy. So just getting into our others functions, our more advanced things here, if we're scanning, again, you do have your stamp, you have your blank page skip, you have your card shot. You also have slow scan mode here, so if I select this, you'll see a little check mark. So if I have imperfect originals, say somebody ripped it off, I had a dog ear on it, or I had a staple, if I select slow scan mode, it's going to feed through the device, it's going to capture my image, and it's not going to cause a misfeed or jam. you also have job build here. So it was available on copy as well, but it's great in scanning because if I select job build, this is going to allow me to build onto my job. So say I had a job that was larger than 150 sheets, which is what this document feeder is holding. Because I've selected job build, it's going to prompt me to keep adding to my job. So I would feed those first 150 through. And then I would get that read end message like we saw with the card shot. I'd ignore it and I'd feed my next 100 or my next 150, however many I wanted to do. And then I keep hitting start. Once I am done with my job and I'm done adding to my job, then I finally do hit that read end message, and then it's gonna send all off as one attachment rather than 5 or 6 attachments for the 5 different times I loaded something into the document feeder. Or if I wanted to go back and forth between the scan glass and the document feeder, I can do that job build as well. So that's really everything I wanted to go over with you on the Sharp 71 series. A lot of great features, a lot of great implementation that can, again, increase your workflow. So if you do have questions, please feel free to reach out and ask. You do have a supplies and service number on the front of your device that will, if you have questions, you can obviously order your supplies and toners. Or if you have questions, they'll know whether to dispatch you to a technician if needed, or if you need to get dispatched to a trainer's email. There's 3 other trainers on staff, so if you just have a quick question, we're going to be able to reach out to you and answer those questions for you. So, please feel free to reach out if you do have those questions, and we're looking forward to hearing from you.